Hi, it's Nydia. Just checking in. Whew. Happy May. I'm sitting out here with Gooby. We're in the courtyard here at the hacienda. And I wanted to remind you that I am hosting us again for another Saturday breathwork, meditation, and therapeutic yoga, Saturday, June 6th. So I hope that you might consider joining us. These programs have been really important for me to share. We're working on grounding and connecting and coming together in community. We're practicing basic, nothing fancy, breathwork techniques, and then we're spending some time in meditation. The whole idea is to help those of you who have experienced the practices that I deliver, these breath-centered mindful movement awareness practices. That the premise is so that you can actually more effectively make the connection. You see, I don't know if you realize that every part of the practices that I've developed over the last forever are purposeful. I really want everyone to have an experience of awareness of their breath. When you take a moment to bring your attention into your breath, that it helps you to focus. And this is really beneficial when you're overwhelmed or overstimulated, overtired, just, too much going on, which kind of reflects our current state of being in our nation and in the world right now. And so with the practices, the way that I develop them, focused attention on your breath is really important because it's something that you have with you all the time. And until you don't. And then, well, you're on to the next adventure, right? And so each of us, if we practice bringing awareness to our breath and within our body, then it can really be a tool that we can take anywhere. And that can help us. So once we focus our attention on the breath, then what happens is it helps you to drown out all the other chatter, all the other noise, all this, stuff that we're thinking about, worrying about. From there, focusing our attention on the breath and then attempting to breathe smoothly, rhythmically, with the mouth closed through the nose. So now we're actually attempting to monitor how we're breathing. Okay. And so we bring our attention to our breath, brings our focus attention into the present moment. The physical act of breathing massages all sorts of cool things in our body system, helping us to be more vital. And then we're able to use the breath to help us to know, like when we're doing therapeutic yoga, how long to be in a posture. So I call that being able to monitor time. You don't need a watch, you don't have to look at anything in order to know how long should I be in this position, this posture. 3 breaths, 5 breaths. And then we are able to monitor intensity. How hard should I work? Well, only do as much effort as you can keep your breath smooth, gentle, rhythmic, and flowing while you're doing the activity. So these things, are important because they help you to encourage your body to participate in an activity, strengthening some of the muscles, lengthening some of the muscles, and be able to self-determine how you're doing, which is very important, And then when we're doing this work, the practice of breathing or doing a knee into your chest while you're breathing and a little gentle twist and you're breathing, and then as you're breathing smoothly, rhythmically, gently while you're doing the activity, or even if you're just sitting there, standing there, lying there, your oxygen saturation, the amount of oxygen that's present in your blood to be circulated all the way through and up to the brain. You remember the brain? That's its favorite element, is oxygen. The oxygen saturation increases when you breathe smoothly, rhythmically. And what that does to your nervous system, the brain being in super control of the nervous system, command center, is that tells your brain that everything's good. You're getting oxygen. So even when your body is physically challenged, you're making a muscle or you're doing something, your brain senses this nice, consistent, and sometimes an increase in oxygen saturation when you're doing this steady breathing. And the brain says, I don't know what you're doing out there. My muscles are getting tired, but I'm getting oxygen. I like this. And so it helps your nervous system to actually come into balance. Sometimes if you're very high stressed, it begins to downregulate your nervous system and allows you to find peace in the midst of challenge, which is really important to me. Huge to share with each of you, because when this happens, then you're able to improve your physical, mental, and spiritual balance and move closer to well-being, which is important to me to share with you.